We set up a time to meet prior to when we start. When you show up 3 minutes before you start,
I was here. I was trying to get this thing situated. It sucks.
I show up typically an hour before the show.
Yeah, tell the people why their time is invaluable. It's Friday, bitches, and you're listening to the most downloaded HVAC entertainment podcast in the world. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the HVAC Overtime show. It's me, the one guy, along with my other mountaintop hillbilly friends.
how's it
What's
going?
up, gang?
Hello, hello.
Don't sound so energetic, Joe.
Another day, another dollar, right?
Sound like you just got mono right before the show. What's up with that?
No, I'm good. No mono.
Not that you know of, huh?
Joe, you like my shirt?
What does it say?
What is it? HVAC Uncensored, huh?
Oh,
Wow, how do you get a shirt like that?
Huh?
How do you get a shirt like that?
Um,
How many glory holes you got to finger to get that thing?
oh my God.
Scott was walking around AHR with a big luggage, and then he said, "Hey, do you want?" He gave me a hat too.
What?
Yep.
You didn't even wear a hat.
No, I don't.
Look, I'm thinking of it. I don't think I've ever seen you wear a hat, have I? Have you ever worn a hat?
Yeah.
I was wearing the
No.
overtime hat for a while, but then my nephew was saying how he wanted one, and I only had one, so I gave it to him.
Oh, what a guy.
Yeah, it's a worthy cause.
I guess.
Hey, what's up, Clive?
Big
See
Clive.
Big Clive in the chat. Before I forget, what's up, Randy? Randy Ravioli, who's never in the chat live.
Well, he used to be in every
Yeah.
freaking week. He would be in here.
Yeah,
you know?
what's up with that, Randy? You jerk. Come in the live. Say hi once in a while. What's up, Brett? Brett the Wet Pretzel. He was on Commercial Kitchen Chronicles this past week,
Was he?
talking with Pat Finley, the Finmeister. See Jesus Fish in here. I saw a name in here that really caught my eye. Where is it? I see Mikey Pipes showed up. What's up, Mikey Pipes?
A lot of people,
got-
the regulars.
TY Banana Man showed up. I bet he's having a great week.
Yeah.
I bet you if I put a camera on Ty right now, he's probably smiling.
Who Ty?
Froggy Beluga. That's the name. I was like, who is Froggy Beluga?
Froggy Beluga.
Froggy Beluga. Cool name. What's up, Will Speed?
Well, speed.
Look at that. Colin Gilland.
Yo, amigos from stormy Scotland.
Oh, nice. Cool.
I just got a nice new patchwork
Do you think he's
cap
wearing?
from the UK.
Do you think he's wearing a kilt?
Probably not.
Like
If he is, hopefully he's wearing something underneath.
Oh, you know that makes me think of, it'd be awesome is if somehow some magical world we could get together with Clive and make like this spoof video. And I don't know any other context of the video, but part of the video would be Clive in a kilt standing over one of those air things like Marilyn Monroe did, and it like blows his kilt all up and stuff. And he's like, oh, like that would be just awesome. Like we probably have to think this through and then come up with something around that. But
we could do it.
oh, they don't wear kilts, just like
No.
you guys
I
don't
could
wear.
set up the. I could set up the blower door. Something.
Oh yeah, and just like blow it right up.
yeah.
That would
That's
be
amazing.
great.
That's a great idea.
So
So yeah,
what
no,
were
I
you-
got this.
Yeah,
I
go
got this
ahead.
cap from the UK. This patchwork cap. I should have worn it. I'll wear it next time. But it's super awesome.
That's pretty cool. I was gonna say, where were you at? I mean, you barely made it in.
I was working for once in my life.
Oh wow.
That's new. How'd that feel?
Yeah.
Pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was
Welcome
supposed
to the
do-
working man's world.
The job was supposed to be yesterday and today.
What's up,
and
Herman?
Supply house kind of screwed up, so we couldn't pick up any of the equipment until this morning. And it's one of these people that they want to go all electric, right? They have a bunch of
one of those
solar,
people.
solar panel arrays. I was telling my wife, and she said I'm too judgmental. I'm like, those people are all a little bit off.
No comments.
Yeah, like those are the people that shop at like local farmers markets. You know, like
I mean,
that person.
By all
You know
rights,
what's
I want to get solar, and I have a heat pump in that. But like,
Sure.
most of these people that are like, hey, let's whatever.
Like they're gonna save the world. All my kids wear potato sacks because it's
Right,
good for the
Bill.
environment.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
Bill. But that's the
Them.
thing. You know, a lot of these
Yeah,
customers, I don't know
vegan.
about how old these customers were, Adam, but like a couple the other day, they're like, I don't know how old they must be in their 60s, 70s, and they want to change all their 3-4 furnaces into heat pumps and this and that. Oh, we're gonna
Why?
save money.
Why?
And dude, you're not even gonna see anything. It's like
No.
I don't know. If you're that old, just go regular freaking dual stage and call it
Yeah.
a day.
You should have been like, what are you going to save the world for? It's
Right.
not going to make a difference for the amount of time that you have left.
Yeah.
You know, 60, 70.
So we went. We
go
put in a Bosch 20-seer heat pump,
Nice.
and it's not done yet. We had to run 2 circuits to the air handler. We did that today. Finished up all the sheet metal. Pulled new thermostat wire. Just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. Tomorrow, run the line set, connect the heat pump, and start it up. Set the airflow.
That's not bad. 2 days. It's a
Yeah.
big job. What did they have?
They had just a 90% furnace. It was actually only a couple of years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, Thunderstruck got his mechanical license. That's pretty sweet, huh?
Who is it? What happened?
Thunderstruck in the chat. Thunderstruck 7822
Thunderstruck.
in Michigan.
It's a cool name, except for the number.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
Cool.
He's in Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What certifications you got there, Thunderstruck? HVAC, boilers, refrigeration.
Mikey's saying he loves his Bosch. All right.
What else is going on? I'm going out of town next week, guys.
Oh, Brett's home for once, he says here. He's actually home tonight.
I'm going to Denver.
For what?
For what?
I am going to be presenting an NCI class.
Nice. Denver, I hear, is a really nice place any time of year. Never been there, though.
Me neither.
Yeah. I bet you they got a lot of cool things to see. How long are you going to be there for?
Until Monday till Thursday.
Are you going to be working the entire time, or do you have time to do some touristy things?
I mean, I don't know. It's like at 4 o'clock or whatever you have from 4 o'clock till night. But usually, like the last one, you're freaking beat. You know what I mean? You grab some dinner and you freaking lay down and go to sleep.
Hey, Thunderstruck, real quick, how's the boiler section of that, the boiler part of that test? I was thinking about getting my boiler certification, but I don't work on boilers, so I'm not well versed in them yet. But I wasn't sure how stringent that test was. But yeah, no. So yeah, Denver is a cool place. You would be beat after doing all that stuff. Eat dinner, go back to the hotel. Are you getting a hotel or Airbnb?
Hotel.
You know, it is a weed-friendly state, so...
Yeah, I don't do that. I'm straight edge.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
That's for work, Bill.
Yeah, I remember that.
Joe, you got a little Techmar question in there, huh?
Oh, my God.
Wireless. Techmar 087 wireless outdoor sensor hooked up to a Vito lens, Wiesmann, right? Getting incorrect temp. Reading set to 5K manual. I guess 5K resistance outdoor sensor. I'm pretty sure they most have 2 settings, 5K or 10K. Most of them do because they know boiler sensors that they come with are usually 10K resistors. So you gotta.
I don't remember. Yeah. Well, you know what? I've never done a Wiesmann or whatever.
But I'm pretty sure they have it. And the Wiesmann, I think, has their own. They might have their own as
I've done
well.
that 087 sensor. That's pretty cool.
The
It's
Technor, yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make sure where it's on the wall too, and like you get like north wall, south wall. Who knows, right? You got to pay attention to those things. But yeah, there's usually settings. You could change it. Read the manual. You could probably do 10K resistance.
Man, if Chris was here, we'd still be talking about poop and stuff.
Oh yeah, where is Chris, guys?
Where is Chris? He was in the chat like right before the show started.
He's on a date with his wife. Isn't it his wife's birthday or their
Something like that. Like, but is he the way they do birthdays in California? It's weird because they have like it's like a whole birthday week. So they're going on vacation like this whole week just for her birthday. Like it's this big ordeal. So
It's
they're
Hanukkah.
just
Hanukkah.
they're just
Hanukkah.
gone. Yeah, it's California Hanukkah. That's what it is.
He's like, we're gonna send
Exactly,
you.
Mikey Pipes. Bros before hoes.
He's like, I'm gonna send you pictures in a group just to annoy you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's any different from any other Tuesday night. Look at me and my wife. We're so happy.
By all rights, I think the only one that hasn't been ditching the show for a female is Bill recently.
Right here. Right here. Yeah. Which, come to think of it, I probably should because my wife is 2 months from birthing my third child. So I should probably
spend a little more time, eh?
Yeah, I should, but I don't want to.
Actually, Herman was in chat. Did you see that post he made in the overtime group?
Yeah, about the methods, stealing his stuff.
I'm assuming there are some kind of drug
users. There's some kind of addict.
But that's brave. In the middle of the day, his truck is in the driveway. So you're thinking, hey, he might be home.
Some of these people, man, they don't care. I had my van broken into when I parked it back in the day when I did restaurant work. My van was parked on the employee side right next to the drive-through. And it was a busy part of town. Somebody broke into my van right there and just started stealing my tools out of it right in the drive-through. Like,
oh my God, are you serious?
Man. Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
I walked out there. I walked out there with a hammer in my hand and like I wasn't gonna do anything with it, but it looks cooler when you walk out there with a hammer. So I walked out there with a hammer, and the dude he opened his car back up. He starts putting the tools from his car back into my van. I was like, "What's going on here?" And he's like, "I don't know what's going on." He's just throwing the tools back in my van. I'm like, and I walked around to try to get the license plate, and the other dude was in the process of taking the license plate off the car. So I just stood there and waited for him to put the tools back, and they sped off. It was quite bizarre because I'm like, I mean, I'm not going to hit you in the head with a hammer and kill you and go to jail because you're stealing my tools, but
no,
you take them. I don't care. They weren't even mine. The company tools,
But dude, like Herman has like he carries like the state is like he carry, so he has one. I'm pretty sure he has one at home or on him. So like, damn.
Well, we got a question for you, Joe.
When
Canadian method steal stuff, do they leave a note?
Yes, they're saying
sorry, but I need this for drugs, eh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
At least, right? At least we leave notes, Herman. We leave.
If you leave a note, they only charge you with mischief. There's no felony or nothing. It's just a case of mischief. That's it. It was Ypsilanti. Ipsy.
So speaking of stealing, I lent somebody my Pro Press, and now he's not answering the phone anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You better check eBay. I bet it's
it's the expensive one. It's the rigid RP340. The one.
You don't lend that out.
He must have been a good guy for you letting him do it.
I mean,
yeah, no kidding.
He let me borrow tools in the past too. Like, you know what I don't. I've been wanting to buy for a long time, but I can never justify it.
What?
The fusion gun for geothermal, right?
Oh yeah,
for HDPE pipe.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't want to. What's the fusion gun?
It's like you stick the fitting on one side of the gun, and you stick this male piece in the pipe, and you kind of heat both sides at the same time. You count, and then you pull it off, and then you stick them together, and it's a plastic weld. It's like a fusion weld. They call it socket weld.
So you're just basically hot gluing the plastic together then, right? It's just
a heat so like if you take the fitting and it doesn't fit, the fitting's too small to fit on the pipe. So literally you're melting them together. Yep. But anyways, he's let me borrow his, like, because I'm like, I don't want to spend freaking $400 or $500, whatever it costs on the freaking thing. So I borrowed it like many times. Yeah. So
Are you gonna go to his house? Because I would. Eventually, I would like, hey, buddy, I'm in the area, so where's my tool? Leave a
I
note.
show up with a hammer.
Right, and leave a note. Like,
So what are you guys doing this weekend?
I gotta work.
You got to work this weekend too?
I gotta finish this job.
Damn.
Going out of town on Monday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I totally forgot. This Monday you're leaving town, huh?
Yep.
I mean, what do you think? Just another day, plug it away all day Saturday. You'd be good to go.
I'm hoping to be done a little early tomorrow. It shouldn't take that long. I mean, setting airflow and then the thermostat set, all that just kind of adds up. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of crap.
I got nothing to do this weekend. I convinced my wife to that we're gonna go grocery shopping like super early in the morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning. So there's nobody there or hardly anybody there. We're gonna get done grocery shopping. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do like house chores, things around the house I haven't gotten to.
That's a pretty fun day there, Bill.
It's gonna be a blast, man. I can't wait. I would love if I could sit on the couch in the afternoon, like drink a coffee, because I had a coffee today and I almost fell asleep on the couch after I had my coffee. But I would love it if I could just like get the mental relaxation going and just fall asleep on the couch, like not be bothered, just drift away into the darkness.
You like, well, you have like the recliner couch type deal.
Yeah.
I see. I wanted that, but I was vetoed on that because it doesn't look good. Supposedly.
Why doesn't it look good?
I don't know. I think it looks fine. But anyways, we have this couch, and it has got this like ottoman thing. But like, if you're trying to, you don't lean back, right? So like, if I fall asleep, I'm kind of like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then like I wake up and my neck is killing me.
And see, ours reclines, but it doesn't recline all the way because it's too close to the wall. I gotta move it.
I would love to know your take on Steelers. How would you handle that, Chipmunk? How would you
Steelers? Thieves?
Yeah, thieves.
Steelers?
It's like, honestly, when someone steals from your own property, it's like a gut punch, man. It stings. I hate that.
Yeah.
It feels shitty, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember
know that
back in grade school, man, that you just triggered a thought and a little tinge of an emotion. Wow. Back in like 6th grade, I was in FFA. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's Future Farmers of America. I wanted to be a farmer way back in the day, right?
Who would have knew?
Yeah, we didn't even have a farm. None of my relatives even had farms. So if I wanted to be a farmer, I'd have to go borrow a farm or something because I got no place to milk cows.
Right.
Anyway, like through this FFA program, I got this kick-ass Swiss Army knife. Like I won it doing all this dumb shit, right? It's fucking like that. It was like a brick. All this dumb shit I was never going to use, a spoon, a fork, like a crochet needle, like nothing I was ever going to use in my, youth. But I had it, and I had it in my locker at school one day, and somebody stole it. Just fucking vanished. Wow. Oh, it's fucking still to this day brings a tear to my eye.
Is that before combination locks on the locker?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just wide open. Like anybody could just go through lockers and steal shit.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You did have a barn. You did have a barn previously, but it was like definitely not a farm because his backyard was like basically a train track.
Yeah, it was like a triangle with a train track like right next to it. I could have made a garden and maybe bought a goat.
You guys, I don't know if you guys remember when Bill used to be at his old house and like during the show, the train would go by and all of his little toys would shake.
Oh man. Oh, those were the days, man.
The dinosaurs.
Those were the days.
That's why I had that barn-looking shed.
See how we weren't allowed knives in school, but they weren't also saying don't bring knives to school. So I'm like, all right, just bring a knife to school, whatever.
I was trying to see what he said about I'll be picking up a crowbar going to jail. That's what Chipmunk said.
So speaking of bringing knives to school, a friend of mine had he was telling me a story. He's like, dude, this dude that I went to high school with is a nut job. He kept like he was in wood shop and he kept saying, he's like, I'm gonna cut my finger off on purpose and sue the school. and he talked about it for 6 months, and he freaking cut his finger off.
That's
What?
And he
amazing.
sued him for like a couple $100,000. Yeah, and
Did
then
he
they
win?
canceled wood shop. They won't. They as soon as that happened, wood shop is done at that school now.
I wonder if he won.
He did win. He
Did he?
absolutely won. Yeah.
Wow, man. There was this,
Wow.
I forget where it was, but there was this old lady that got swatted. I think it was like North Carolina or something. You guys know what swatted is?
Yeah.
Where the SWAT team shows. But this wasn't a prank or anything. The SWAT team were looking for somebody, and they pinged this person's phone. You know, they were looking for some guy, broke the law, had a warrant out. You know, he's armed and dangerous apparently. But they pinged this dude's phone, and it showed up in her area, in the area, the general vicinity. So they got a warrant, and they showed up at this lady's house, busted down the door. This 78-year-old lady was in the shower, and they busted in, and like she's out in a robe, and she's like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And they're like, "Well, so, man, this guy, we're looking for him. You know, we think he's here." And she's like, "Nobody's here," and this and that. Anyway, they just ransacked her house, like, searched it top to bottom. Didn't find the guy, of course, and she sued the county, the state, or whoever runs the SWAT, and she just got awarded $3.76 million for that. You imagine that?
Yeah.
Dude, I want to sue the crap out of somebody. If I ain't gonna win the lotto, like I would hacksaw a finger off.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
take one for the team.
A
Absolutely.
couple $100,000. Yeah.
All right. So what is this? HVAC. What is this? BL or BI?
BL, I'm guessing.
Blue.
Lowercase BL.
Yeah. Concentric vent problem. House got a new roof, and a week later, furnace started having problems. Pressure switch closed sometimes and not others. Roofers cut caps off. Installed couplings. Affected the vent.
Like they made it longer.
I know in the past, if I think corrected, it's something like that happened. They cut them, and with concentric
They
ones,
installed couplings though. Like
right?
oh, they
Concentric
installed the
vent.
couplings on the concentric vent. So
The thing is, like, if you're actually installing a coupling on a concentric, like you cut the cap off, if anyone's ever like extended or shortened a concentric,
Right.
it's
I didn't
freaking, you have to be intricate of what you're doing because they're
Right.
two different length pipes, right?
Yeah.
So
Steve-
like the chances of them doing it correctly is probably low.
I agree with you, Adam. The fresh air is lower than the exhaust, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So you go cut them. The roofer's gonna cut them. Because this happened in the past too. I've seen it a few other ways too. But you cut them even. Well, then they're short cycling. That could affect it. Or
but how would it affect the pressure switches?
well, once
Well, another thing that I've run into too is when roofers do stuff is I've seen it where they either pull up a pipe or they like push down a pipe where they're putting a new flashing over it or whatever.
yes.
And then what's happened is like there's a lateral, like horizontal pipe run in the attic. And if you push it down, all of a sudden your pitch is like back pitch now. You have like a reverse pitch. So you have a belly in the pipe and you can have condensation.
Condensate build up there.
Huge problem.
Oh,
How about this?
interesting.
You do something MacGyvering. I never seen it done, but I'm just thinking of it now. You put a coupling on the fresh air, then if they made a coupling on the exhaust. Well, if you put a coupling in the fresh air, you're restricting the flow of the fresh air.
Yeah.
A free area, right? So you're gonna restrict. That could cause a pressure switch not to make. So it's a fine line. You can't just put things back together thinking it's gonna work.
Hey, look who it is. The former fourth horseman of our group.
I love how like when we don't show up for the show, like I think I'm the only one who doesn't show up when I don't show up, but like when somebody doesn't show up, they're always
You're still in the chat. Yeah. It's like, listen, you can't be here with your face, but you can be there with your words.
Stupid cartoon face.
Yeah, with your stupid cartoon face, Chris.
Poor guy. He's actually being a nice guy coming in chat. You guys are labeling him.
Why not?
HVAC reverse. Drop golf balls down and see if they make it back to the furnace.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Marble, maybe.
Yeah, marbles. Drop some GI Joes down there, see if they make it back there. That's what I would do as a kid.
If the exhaust is blowing into the intake, it will mess up the pressure for sure and create a lot of CO typically. Well, that too, for sure.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why there was
Yeah.
restrictions, right? In the code book, how far apart you gotta have each vent from the other.
If they
from
cut it
window
and
goes
put
in.
couplings, I doubt that they put it back together correctly. Like it's
I-
difficult. Like I'm always like second guessing myself and measuring it and
Yeah.
what like like
they're done in a
Not
strategic
easy.
way, and they
Right.
just either they cut them even bad, or if they try to put couplings, like you said, the free area, it's they're finicky. But I put a vent, an elbow a certain way, and high winds or pressure switching out just from an elbow switch a wrong way. Like they're finicky sometimes, you know.
Now, what would be an example of a situation you would need to extend the concentric vent?
Maybe
Highest
your
pitch,
house
maybe.
is
well, like think
growing
about
taller.
this. Like, all right, so you know what the concentric looks like? It's like a cone on the top, right? The very
Mhm.
top. It's like a upside down funnel, right? So let's say that whoever installed it originally glued the 2-inch portion of the exhaust, that cap on or whatever. And let's say they were replacing the roof and they wanted to change that flashing that goes over it, the rubber or whatever flashing. So you can't pull it over that cone, right? So what are you gonna do? Got to cut it. That would be my guess. Something like
Because
Yeah.
Bill, at the end of that concentric, there's a Y somewhere. They eventually go back to 2 pipes,
Yeah.
and it's made like that. You get it like that, right? Expensive,
Wow.
by the way. Expensive. That Y. Whew.
Yeah. Why
So
not just run 2 separate ones then?
there's a house, a
It's
newer.
neater, easier. Sometimes you have one chase bill, so you just
Yeah.
it's easier.
One hole in the roof.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
going up some stories, just go right up. Yeah.
There's a house that I drive past on the way to my shop every morning. It's a newer house and it's right on the corner on a fairly busy street. And that cap of the concentric, it
Yeah.
must have blown off. I see it every day. I see his pipe and the pipe in the middle of the pipe just sticking up with no cap on it. And I'm like waiting. One day I'm like hoping somebody's out in the driveway and I'll just pull over like, you're missing that. You know that. You're probably getting water in your furnace.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I was saying what I was saying
Who
there.
asked you, buddy?
Free area in the intake. I absolutely you're restricting it for sure. Ray is saying I like concentric. You know, I have to admit I never use them, but they look neat. They're neater. You know what I mean? You have something, just one coming out of the house. It does look better than 2.
Although, you know what I have to say that I don't enjoy is like when you are like, if you're all right, so if you're running it horizontally, that's one thing. But if you have like a semi-steep pitched roof and you're trying to, let's say like you're cutting it in and there's like a remodel or new construction or whatever, and you stick it through the roof, then all of a sudden you're trying to like, it's super fun to try to like support it perfectly level so the roofers can do their thing, you know.
Mm.
But hey, listen, even with 2 pipes coming through the roof, one's going a little bit this way, and then the other one's going a little bit this way or that
Just like
way.
have them pointing at each other.
No, I can't. I
Like,
try
I
to
like
make
that.
it. I put 1,000 freaking pipe straps in every direction or whatever, so like it won't move. You know what I
That's
mean?
the
Like,
best thing to do. You're right. All around, we call it strapping. All around, whatever you got to do.
I like to put 2 pipes going up and then they come to a Y above the roof and then they go into a concentric vent.
Nice. Save them money.
Mhm.
I took a look at that live you guys were on. Looked pretty cool about the maintenance, Adam. You and Chris were
Oh,
on.
yeah. On Wednesday there?
Yeah, HVAC school.
Yeah. That was pretty fancy.
Who was on that?
one
Didn't recognize
of
one guy.
the
The commercial
head
guy, the other commercial guy.
from Kalos.
Oh, that's who he is. I only stay for if like I didn't stay for the whole thing. What was I guess just on maintenance or whatever?
Yeah, maintenance on packaging.
Yeah,
units, roof
They
top.
tend to do a pretty good job of staying on topic on that program.
And pretty good, like to do an hour long on.
Yeah, and especially with like sometimes they'll have more than 4 people in there talking, or not always talking, but you know. than
Sometimes
four
it's
people
like
stuff.
topics where like I think we go through spells where it's like, hey, I have nothing to say about this particular topic, or there's like another topic where somebody else has nothing to really say because
Mhm.
it's like, you know, everyone has their thing, right? Their niche.
Yeah, but you know, a little chatter from one guy to the next guy. Who knows? Sometimes it's good input.
You know
off
what's
each
awesome
other.
though? Chris was talking about this on his live stream. I think it was his live stream. I don't remember now. They all blend together now. But he was talking about his inability to just let dead air sit. And that's the reason why he tends to talk all the time and like hog the mic.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Ty? TY Banana Man? You know what I'm talking about. But
But that's what makes him an amazing podcaster.
True. And that's one of the things like that really helps him in his videos, because he doesn't really try to do anything different. That's just how he is. He's working and talking and working the whole time. You know, and sometimes when he's on here, I've noticed it too. He'll just be talking and like you just close your mouth for a second and he'll just say words. Just like words will just generate out of his mouth.
It's good. At least you know when he's on, you're good. You know, there'll be no dead air. He'll pick up the slack, and I love that, to have somebody like that on your.
And then when you could always tell when he runs out of stuff to talk about, he's like, "All right, I think we should."
Yeah.
I think it's time to go.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah.
It's been 12 minutes, Chris. You've been talking for 12 minutes. Let us talk now. Reminds me of my daughter. Honestly, my daughter's the same way. She can't handle silence and dead air and nothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, any thought at all in her brain is vocalized. She has no inner dialogue, I don't think.
I can't post that. I'm trying to post it, so it's not posting anyways. Frugy Beluga is saying minute of silence.
Frugy Beluga. Who's Frugy Beluga?
I don't know. I tried. There it is.
Froggy.
Froggy.
Oh, Froggy. My bad.
Oh yeah, a moment of silence. Like, isn't that amazing? Like anywhere in the world, if somebody has a moment of silence, you're just quiet, and then all of a sudden Chris pops up in the background. Hey, what's going on here, guys? Hey, did I ever tell you about that one time? Hey, do you know this? Hey guys, this video is brought to you by Sporlan. Integrity, honesty, and tradition.
Actually, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't say that in the beginning anymore. Though.
Oh, dude, you know how many comments he gets that just kind of not really tear him up, but there's a lot of complaints about that change. They're like the one that I just saw the other day, because I stalk Chris's channel, if you guys didn't know. But there's one the other day complaining about the volume of that new little merch thing that he put on the beginning of his channel, and he got rid of the Sporlan thing because he was just tired of hearing his own voice. He's like, he just needed to change. Yeah. So he just put that in there. But this one dude, I assume he's just some crotchety old guy. He's like, if you're not going to change the thing back to the Sporlan integrity tradition, at least turn the volume down in this new thing, at least 10 to 15%.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what, bro? Turn the volume down on your computer.
Are you serious, people?
Somebody yelled actually a couple people yelled at me when I was making videos and I had that intro thing on my YouTube channel. They're like, you're freaking blowing my speakers out whenever I start in the beginning of any one of your videos.
Well, I mean, you do have the ability to do that, but like this, I've seen it a million times and I don't think it's loud at all. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, there's lots of people that are like, please bring back this Sporlan tradition, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And, a few people are like, yeah, we like the new intro or whatever, but it's just funny. It's funny what people comment about sometimes.
You can't please everybody.
Right.
No.
You can't please. And you know what? Guess what? That's helping them, benefits their channel anyways, because now they're talking about,
yeah, exactly.
Sporlan. They're mentioning Sporlan. So it's
yeah, you got it, TY. Doesn't matter what you do on social media, you will upset somebody, guaranteed.
Yeah, I think he knows. He addresses a few for sure.
Isn't it funny? Like even Ty, who's like just the most positive person I've interacted with in quite some time. Like even he's pissing people off. Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah, like he's an open book, gives so much knowledge, and how the hell is he pissing everybody off?
Mm-hmm.
I've been taking like a social media mental break recently.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, You haven't been around in the chats. I haven't seen you on Facebook arguing with other dumb hillbillies that don't know what they're doing.
I didn't argue the other day, but I did see one comment, and it was something about airflow. What was it? Somebody was asking a question about if they should cover up a return in a basement, and their total external static is 0.2. and they wanted, and like all these answers that people were giving were off the freaking wall. Like they were the craziest things I've ever heard in my
Like-
entire life.
Like
So
they're
I-
just stringing words together.
It was the dumbest thing ever. Like it was crazy. So I mean, maybe there's like a few decent comments, but like the vast majority were just insane. So I did that GIF or GIF or whatever you call it, where the guy has like the Pokemon onesie on, and he's like looking back and forth eating popcorn.
Hmm.
That was the extent of
See,
my.
that's all you need. Stress free, man.
Yeah,
Just let it roll, because you're not going to change any of their minds.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's real healthy. Ever since you kind of mentioned that, I've been more conscious. I've been more aware of the amount of time I spend on social media and just my phone in general. Like in between, because I don't pay for the pro version of Netflix, so I still get ad breaks and stuff. In every ad break, I'll pick my phone up, see what's going on. Scroll through Facebook real quick.
it's like a thing too that I've been, because I've been kind of like following and trying to. We talked about that book or whatever, that ADHD thing, and like people with ADHD, that's like another thing that they struggle with probably more than some other people, because they look for the what do they call it?
Continuous stimulus.
Yeah, it's like a dopamine hit.
Yeah, like I constantly need something. That's why TikTok is
Right.
Like it just gets me. Like I can just go an hour. I'm sure you can go hours. Like, you know,
Get off it. Just get off that.
well, see, I try to limit it. Like I only watch TikTok now when I'm for the most part. Sometimes I'll catch myself watching it late at night before bed, but I usually only watch it when I'm walking on my treadmill, because it just gets my mind off of what I'm doing, and I can just walk, and that's it.
It is so like the videos are like, I don't know why it's so entertaining, but they're so dumb, but they're funny.
Dumb.
You know what I mean?
Because
And-
it's variety. Like I crave variety. I need something new, something different. Variety. Boom, boom, boom. Like they got me.
Right. And that's what they're doing to so many kids growing up nowadays and just killing them. I don't know. It's just
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. Like we're not doing the next generation any favors with all this stuff.
right. Well, look at that guy who's big. He's just heavy, and that stupid song shows up. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that big fat Italian dude.
Not Italian.
Yeah, the skiddly boop guy.
You're the boop guy. Like, it's just dumb. And
Yeah, I
things
agree
are
with Eric B,
scripted
by the way.
to get reaction. What's he saying?
What?
TY pisses me off because he makes me feel stupid.
Oh,
He's like the nicest guy about, you know, teaching.
That's
He
true.
doesn't-
I'm sure Eric B has a little bit of sarcasm in that.
yeah. Never think that.
Dysgraphia. What is dysgraphia?
Never heard of it.
I have a real issue with dysgraphia. I think that's how you spell it. I'm lucky I found a well-paid I can do without writing anything. I don't know what that is. I think I'm a little dyslexic.
Dysgraphia?
Is that like your inability to like write things properly? What is that, Minky Mutu?
Google it.
Yeah, give us a breakdown. Dysgraphia. Whenever somebody says they have something, all of a sudden I'm like, I wonder if I have that too.
I
wonder
know.
if it's contagious. Is it
What is,
contagious?
what is that thing where you think you have everything?
Hypochondriac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Difficulty with the act of writing.
Oh,
Like difficulty. What part of the act of writing is difficult?
It can range from issues with physically writing words to issues with organizing and expressing thoughts in written form. I have the worst penmanship, like awful. And I like, if I'm writing something, like let's say there is a whiteboard or something else like that, like I can't even write in a straight line. Like it's like,
you know what?
angle.
but that's normal, dude. There's a lot of people like that. You
It's
do write
because
awesome articles, though. So you're writing.
I think it's probably like I sort of have a similar issue when I'm writing. I'll notice like in the beginning of whatever it is I'm writing, my penmanship is really nice, but then it trickles off and it's really sloppy as my brain starts speeding up. Like I got to get these thoughts out. Like once I get on track of thinking something, I got to write it, and then I'm skipping words or getting even more squiggly.
right.
So it's like his hand can't keep up with his brain, I think.
Just hope you don't get diagnosed with severe head up ass syndrome. Howard Sharp. Okay.
Interesting. I wonder if that's contagious.
Because I was gonna say dysgraphia is what they teach second year in med school.
It seems like a waste of time. What are they gonna? How are they gonna fix that? And why are they teaching it in med school? It seems like a psych course.
Hausch says he could write better than he can talk, and I think I could too, but like not the first try. Like if I write something, it's almost like incoherent. Like it seems like illiterate.
Like when you're firing on all cylinders, you're just blowing out ideas on this paper, and then later you have to. That's how I. Well, that's why I write, but not with my hands. I type stuff like that when I type a story out or something.
So you guys with dyslexia or dysagraphia,
Dysagraphia.
I don't know. Cyborg, he could probably like tell us because he says he definitely has that.
What is it called when people just continuously can't pronounce words properly?
Right,
Canadian.
Yeah. But like, how do you write these? Like, how do you write tests, and how do you like? Does it affect you reading questions or answering questions? Because I hate writing.
I see you're right.
To a certain extent, but like, can you understand questions?
What do you mean? Are you
like,
asking
let's
me?
say a question on a
I don't know if that's a statement or a question. I don't know.
I am pretty good with tests.
Hey, RJ. So you're good with tests. Okay, so you understand, like, you know, the context. You could put that in order. You could get the question, but you just like, what's dyslexic? I don't get it. I thought
Dyslexic is like if you're writing something like you either switch words, you like flip words.
Yeah, I thought
or
it was
you
like
flip
things are
groups
like
of
upside
words.
down and backwards and stuff.
Yeah, you like do. Let's see. It's like you flip words.
Like your brain goes all
haywire,
twisty. Like,
I'm just curious because I like, oh fuck, if I like that would be crazy trying to try to study for exam and you can't put shit together. They try to trick you on exams just with wordings or
dude,
words. Like
studying is so hard. The only, since we're on the topic of tests, like the last thing I really had to study for was it's probably I think the last thing was that NCI class that me and Adam went to. Like that was the last thing I really had to study for. But I've noticed that the only way I can do really well in tests, or no, actually I had some tests through my local union hall here. But anyway, I'm getting distracted here. The only way I really do well on tests is if I write notes physically, like I watch myself write the notes. Somehow that helps me remember it. And then flashcards. So I write everything that I need to remember in flashcards. The physical act of writing it helps me remember it. And then obviously I go back with the flashcards. But like reading it, like just reading it in a book, like it's good because it sort of registers somewhere in the back of my brain, but I don't absorb it much when I'm reading it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I hear you. HVAC Reverse is saying dyslexia comes in different forms. Hard to break. My oldest daughter struggles with that. It does come in different forms, I'm sure. I was just curious. Like you're saying, like Adam was saying he has this. I was just wondering, how does he do?
Well, I don't know. I've never been diagnosed with it, but I just know like how I.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm look at, and that's another thing too, is like I could write the same word
right
like a bazillion times and I don't know how to, like there's two letters that I can't spell, you know what I mean? Like I flip the letters and I'll do it every single time or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's basically what they were saying is he said there's different what do they say, different variants of it or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
different
degrees of it,
forms. Like
I don't know. I might not have it, but I do flip things a lot. Like I switch things, like, and I have to read, and then I take like groups of words, and I have to reverse them for them to make sense.
Oh, yeah, but I think that's normal, dude.
That's definitely not normal, Joe.
Eugene had like a Zoom call with me about it, and he's like, "You need to organize your words in the proper manner," and I'm like, "Oh."
Ouch! That's kind of grammar, a dick.
Like, I know, grammar. That's what I felt too.
Jeez.
He's calling you a slouch.
Like, man,
get an editor. That's why people have editors, right?
Like, Adam, we need to talk. Do you have the downs? All your words are messed up, and we can't read none of your shit.
Jeez.
Like, man,
RJ Parker, you can learn something wrong and then muscle memory makes it the default. Yeah.
True.
That's with
Like
anything.
when I read tech stuff or just anything that's not entertaining, like like right now I got this book. This is my entertaining book, my Star Trek Deep Space Nine book, right? But then I got like this other book, Pumping Away, which is a good read. I can follow this. But when I'm reading something like the Rack Manual, I can read the same sentence 5 or 6 times before I even realize that I've been reading the same sentence.
Mm.
You know, like I'm not doing, like my brain is just like, I'm reading the same sentence. Damn it. You know, my brain's thinking of something else while my other half of my brain is just going through the words in the sentence and just back and forth. And
well, another thing
way too
too is
often.
like if there's stuff going around in your house and people are talking and there's music,
Right.
on
Oh, yeah.
or TV,
Right.
whatever else, you get easily distracted. Al is saying dyslexia, doctors find ways to sell drugs in that. And that's a good point, actually. You know what? I've been like tossing back and forth the idea. I was I have an appointment. It's like a year from now
Oh, I love this subject.
there's such a backlog of ADHD, like to get diagnosed or whatever.
It's because we all have it. Like we all have some degree of it, honestly.
So I was gonna go and get diagnosed, but my question is, like, I've heard mixed reviews, and I've heard people that like medication has changed their life, like
Yeah.
completely changed their life. So I'm like considering taking medication, but I also don't want to be like in a cloud where I'm
See,
Right.
and I took medication for ADHD many, many years ago, and I felt like I was a zombie. Like I was doing much, and this was years ago, like back when I was in school, and like I did much better in school, but I was a completely different person. I wasn't talking as much. I wasn't goofing off like I like to do. I was just there. I was studying. I was getting A's and B's, and I realized one day, I'm like, man, I'm just not myself. And I told my mom, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just not myself anymore. And like that was too much of a trade-off. And like I feel like for the most part, and again, I don't know if you guys know this, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I feel for the most part, you can train your brain to do what you want to a degree. You have to learn, like you have to figure out the way that you learn things. Once you figure out how you learn things best, then you don't really need to depend on medicine and things like that. I feel like there's a way to deal with and adjust and work around some of these things. And I think people are just like, oh, I can go to a doctor, they'll give me a drug, and I'll be walking like I'm half asleep most of the time. You know, but you'll feel better. Like you'll be able to stay focused because your brain's just like, what? We can't go so fast no more, but I still can process information. And along that same vein of me just rambling on for a second here, I don't think medical science is advanced enough that they can look at a human brain and decipher which chemical imbalances you have or what's wrong with your brain that makes you a certain way, that makes you not be able to focus on one subject. And they're like, here, take this pill of chemicals because we think this will adjust and this will react properly with your brain with all its various chemicals. I don't think they're well versed enough.
I think they just throw things at you.
Exactly. At best, they just give you something that's like, well, generally people with these complaints will take this generally. So take this. If you don't commit suicide, come back here and we'll give you something else to try for a while.
Right.
And they just like, you know, it's medical practice.
You know what I started doing recently, and you're gonna I told you I was gonna order this, Bill, and you said it's stupid or whatever, but
Oh, you finally got the fleshlight?
no. So like when I'm working on stuff, I easily get distracted and I try to stay on track or whatever, but like what I've been trying to do is like stay focused for X amount of time or whatever. But it's like I put this on my desk.
Hey Jason.
And you could set it, it's like a counter timer, whatever. And then it's like
sometimes I think like you and Chris, you just like
it was like $4 or something.
You're just like, Jeff Bezos, please just take the money out of my pockets.
But I'm telling you, you said if you had this, you just stare at the clock all day.
Exactly. That's why I can't wear a watch. Like Chris sent me this awesome smartwatch that he doesn't use anymore. You know, it's a hand-me-down from California, so it's basically brand new. And I wear it sometimes, but I just like, I had this real big deal when I was a kid wearing watches. I was just constantly looking at the time. I was constantly focused on the time. I don't know what it was about me, and I just decided I can't wear watches no more. But no, like that goes back to my point, Adam. find what works for you. If that works for you, I mean, that's better than pills, in my
You know what
opinion.
else? You know what? Two other things that really helped me is exercise. Really, like I
Yes.
feel my brain is
Yeah.
like
100%. Especially like
work.
I feel that way in the morning, but then I get in my truck and I drive an hour and a half, and my brain just turns into pudding.
And the other thing is making lists.
Oh,
Making
always.
daily checklists of things that you have to accomplish and crossing them off. And then if you don't finish certain things, move them to the next day and then
Yeah.
add more things to it. Because if you do, for me, if I don't have like an outline of what I need to do, I just like, oh shoot, I forgot to do this. Oh,
I've been using reminders and on my
Oh
like an
yeah,
app reminder.
reminders on
You
your
know what?
phone.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah, every
It
day I
makes
got
you feel
reminders.
it makes you lighter at night because you're not thinking about it. So when you know your paper, you're not gonna forget about it. So it's on a note. So you don't have to worry about it. And that's what helps
Mhm.
me making notes.
Like
Absolutely.
I got side projects, so I got reminders like, "Hey, do this side project." And then like 8 or 9 o'clock, I think it is, I got a reminder like, "Hey, phones go off, unplug." And that's when I'm
Yeah.
supposed to like actually read a book with my eyeballs and then go to sleep. Because that's another thing that I've been realizing too is my sleep is garbage, and that really affects obviously how your brain's going to function the next day. So
Absolutely.
I've been taking melatonin to help me get to sleep and stay asleep, and then also my bedtime routine is being adjusted. So I'm trying to read more before I go to bed. Not stuff that's going to like really stimulate my brain, but more like relaxing things, entertaining things that are just kind of calming. Like a 1950s bedtime routine. Imagine the 50s, like you're in the 50s right now, like boom, you're dropped into the 50s.
Right.
Like, what do they do when they go to bed? They're not up watching TikTok videos. They're not downstairs snacking on ding dongs and ho hos.
I
Nope.
think they'd be like in their library with their leather bound books with a tie on, drinking like a scotch or bourbon.
Yep. Puffing on a cigar or something.
Yeah.
Just working hard. Yeah.
Yes. What was the other thing? What were you just talking about? Something.
Mm-hmm.
Making
It was
lists
something.
and moving them to the next day. Yeah. I agree. I don't know. It helps for me. And then I get off it. Then I start again. So right now I'm on it again for a bit. I don't know. It helps. It just helps. So much shit going on.
I don't like it. I have that Remarkable 2 tablet. I love that thing. I use it for everything.
I would
really?
love to take a bath. Just so you guys know, I would love to take a bath, but my bathtub is just a standard bathtub. It is so goddamn uncomfortable.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
what I was gonna say. Sorry.
it's like
Your
you
bathtub.
guys remember that exercise you did in high school where you had to sit with your, you sit on your ass and you put your legs straight out, and they had this like wooden box they would put over your feet, and you had to reach out and like stretch to see how far you stretch. You guys remember that?
I just remember annoying stretches, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's what it's like sitting in a bathtub for me. It's super uncomfortable.
So, you were talking about bedtime, Bill.
Mhm.
There's what I've noticed is what do you know about what do they call it? Circadian?
Yeah, your circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about it other than like something along the lines of it's like a rhythm that I think it's a rhythm that you develop, your body develops and gets used to, or if it's I can't remember if it's influenced by outside forces. Yeah, I don't know much about it.
All I know is that like if I go to sleep at a certain time and then I could wake up at a certain time and feel fine. And if I go like, which is weird. All right, listen to this. If I go to sleep at like 11 o'clock, I could wake up at 4 a.m. and feel great. If I go to sleep at 9:30, for whatever reason, I sleep past 4 o'clock and I wake up at like I hit the freaking snooze and
Dude,
finally I get out of bed at 6 o'clock and I feel like a death.
Dude,
I
I've
don't know
noticed that same thing, and I couldn't figure out if it was something I did when I woke up, because some people are like, if you wake up, fucking lickety split and scissor me timbers, jump out of bed and do a couple push-ups. If you wake up with that kind of energy, that will change how your body reacts, and you'll feel more energetic like going into the day. But yeah, there's like the other day I don't know what I was doing, but I was up late till 11, and I had to get up at 4 or just a hair before 4. And same thing, like I don't remember feeling as tired as I normally did.
If I sleep longer than a certain period of time, I'm more tired.
Yeah.
Like, I have to sleep longer. Like it, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Like I can't remember a time that I've like woken up and I just felt like, oh man, I feel so refreshed and good. Like I don't ever remember that time.
Well, reverse HVAC reverse is saying Marine Corps. So I guess when you're in the Marine Corps, I guess you're in the Marine, right? That's crazy.
When you're in the Marine Corps, you're in the Marine Corps. What was that, Joe? That didn't
I don't
make any
know. What's
sense.
Marine Corps? I guess you're in a Marine, right? You're a Marine, right?
Oh, that's the
It's
Marines.
kind of like the Army.
Yeah, the Marines. Yeah. So that was a little side note saying, thank you for your service, HVAC reverse. 'Cause I'm the Canadian saying it and the Americans are not saying it. So, but thank you.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, it's some people who have served our country, it makes them feel awkward. So I err on the side of caution.
Well,
just so everybody knows, I enjoy my freedom, and I thank everybody that has fought for my freedom.
Yeah. And if people didn't voluntarily sign up, they'd probably enable the draft again.
Mm-hmm. I tried getting in the Army, but I was too fat.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. U.S. Marine Corps will destroy a person. Well, I guess, remember those changes are going through. I guess before we end the show, I'll show you. There's going to be a lot of changes on my side. I had a chance to go with the company, earn it's 3-way, 30%.
3-way?
Nice.
The 9
Eiffel Tower.
Did some
the bread or the meat?
that way. There's going to be some changes coming, and we'll see. I'll bring you along the journey for sure.
We call that a Joreo.
Oh God, let's end the show. You guys have to make it
like
so
a Joreo cookie.
So what's the moral of your story, Joe?
Yeah, what's the
There's gonna be changes, and you guys get updated. It's gonna be different scenery.
Shit, as far as we know, we don't have a job to begin with. What are we gonna get updated on? We have zero information to get updated.
You'll get an update.
So you're at still the same company or what?
Right now I'm still at the same company, but
you don't own it yet, right?
No, I chose not to. Not to go that way.
I think the stuff you shared with us, I think it was a smart idea.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
are you still considering moving to the United States if we let you in?
Eventually, yeah, for sure.
Dude,
right now, until I do that.
Fucking right down here, right in Michigan. It's not too far away.
Yeah. The great thing about, again, we're going back to the trade and the trade in Canada, you're especially when you have the commercial, it's like so highly regarded. So you're getting that pay most of the time, regardless anywhere you go, and people need you. So it's not hard to find a job at all. And,
no, I could probably even find you. I'll probably find you a girlfriend here that doesn't mind our show.
My girlfriend loves the show. Okay.
Anyways, he's our #1 fan.
She is.
And her little buddy Joe.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's it. We'll see you next week, boys.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Joe's got to wait for the statute of limitation to be out before you got it, buddy. You got it.
Tune in next week to see who doesn't show up for the show.